Hey folks, JP here. It's Thursday, April 3rd, I believe it is. Could be April 2nd, I'm not sure. But anyway, close enough, right? 2020. And I'm in River Ridge, Louisiana. This is what's left of a yucca tree. The base of it is on kind of both sides of this fence. So we're dismantling part of the fence, and I got a chainsaw with me, I have an axe with me, and I have a shovel in case we have to do some excavation. But basically we're gonna cut what's left of the yucca tree down. And we're getting these bees out of here today. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope y'all having a fantastic day out there. Hope you're being safe and staying healthy in these strange times. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is the yucca tree, what's left of it. So my plan today is to cut all this, get this out of here. I'm gonna remove some of the boards of this fence so that I can work. I got an axe with me, I got a shovel with me. Here we go, wish me luck. Wow, this thing is heavy. Whoa. Getting there, folks. Man, yucca trees are heavy, folks. That piece right there has got to weigh about 40 pounds, believe it or not. That one there's probably 25, 30. Another probably 25, 30 pounder. And this piece right here, let's see. That's about 10, 12 pounds. So this will be looking like right now, like an elephant's foot. All right. So, see the main entrance is right here. The bees fanning with the pollen on them. We're getting that. And there's another little entrance over here. See there's a hole right there. You can see a couple bees. For the most part, activities on this side of the fence. All right, well, let's get back to it. Fun with bees, folks. Feel like I'm definitely hitting a void in here some kind of way. So once I take this piece off, we may be looking at some bees, maybe some comb, folks. Yep. Oh. Alright, so we did cut some of the very top of the hive, but I'm seeing dead bees. I think the majority as a whole will be just fine. Making good progress. Alright. Alright, I think we'll start right here, folks. So I'm gonna take a little break, let them regroup, and then we'll set a hive box up over here. Maybe we'll be able to frame up maybe one frame or something. You know, maybe just enough comb in the frame to get them interested in the box. Let them clean each other up a little bit. Get back to normal a little bit. I got this nuke with me because I think that they'll fit into a 5-frame nuke. But wait till you see these things. They're kind of neat. All right, folks. See if I can get situated here. All right. This might work. All right. So check out this nuke. And they're called Pro Nukes by BPros. I guess it says by bpros.com. So I guess you can order these through bpros.com. And I like them. Little reservoirs on each end can be used to invert bottle feeders. And they're vented. You can actually have 2 entrances. We're going to use this one. It just slides right up, and the idea is the bees crawl right up and when they get into the nuke. So it's a 5-frame setup, and looks like it would hold up for many years. Okay, on the exterior. So let's just get right down to it here and pick this thing apart. Okay. Don't believe we're going to have a lot of usable comb, but if I can pull some out and frame some up, it'll get them interested in the nuke, you know. And once we take all the hive out, you know, they go into our nuke. We get to take the new comb with our new hive. So we've got our queen catcher ready to cage the queen. First couple of pieces, we're going to have to take them out in pieces. I mean the first couple of comb sections, rather. We're going to have to pull them out in pieces so we have a little window. I would have liked to have this piece missing, but the entrance is right here. And if I would have cut that, we run the risk of you know, actually cutting into some bees. And we don't want to do that. You always want to try to be as careful as you can, you know, when using a chainsaw to open up a cavity in the tree to get a hive out. So I think we did pretty good this time. You know, usually when you're cutting into a tree with a chainsaw, you kind of feel your way, all right? When you get close to that void, usually, you know, you can sense it, and then you feel like a light give, like a pop. That's when you stop. Okay, you stop cutting, because now you get very close to the comb sections. All right, let's see if we can pull this piece out. Let's see, it's a pretty good size one. I think it's going to break. We're just going to take this. The next one's an even nicer piece, so we'll try to get that one. Maybe frame that one up. Not seeing any larvae. I guess it's further that way. You know, these bees could have swarmed. You know, it is that time of the year. Just going to shake them. It's going to be a funny shape, so we're going to have to cut it to fit our frame. But I think we'll definitely have something usable here, okay? And I do have some with pollen on them, you know, not always, but that is usually a sign that you have a laying queen. When you have bees coming into the hive with pollen, okay? Because the young bees eat a diet of what's called bee bread, which is a combination of pollen and nectar that enables the young bees, the nurse bees, to manufacture royal jelly, which is what the queen gets fed, and has a lot to do with making a new queen as well. I'm going to give you a nice little close-up here. Okay, I'm going to try to frame this one up. We're going to have to cut it because it's from its shape, but see what's on the back. Good bit of it. See, we're making progress, folks. We're making progress. Alright. On a third really nice bluebird Thursday day. Thursday, whatever you want to call it. However you want to call it. However you want to say it. But I am enjoying myself. Getting some work done, helping these people out. and saving bees. It's a win-win all the way around. What can I say? All right, so you've probably seen in some of my other videos, what I'll do is I'm going to shake some of these bees off the combs. And we're kind of using this piece of stump, or tree, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of a landing board. And I'm just going to shake bees, you know, onto that piece of wood to get them off our combs. So now we can cut the combs without so many bees, you know, in our way. Okay, so let's go ahead and shake them. See? Always remember which is up and which is down. What I'll do is, as I'm cutting, I kind of bounce my knife gently. If there's a bee in the way, to get them to move out of the way. You know, you always let them move out of your way before you make your cuts. And most times, if you do that, they'll get out the way and you won't cut any bees. I'll actually cut this upside down. And we'll just flip it over. We'll go ahead and rubber band it, and then we'll flip it over. I do that because the top bore is water. And it just makes it a little easier, you know, to rest the comb section on the top bore. So you'll see me do that quite a bit, and that's why I do that. All right. I went to get some number 33 rubber bands. That's my preference. They didn't have them. These are number 32. Okay. And they're not as stretchy as the 33s. The 33s are a little bit longer, and it makes it a little easier to frame them up, to frame combs on deep frames. All right, so we're gonna put this in the box, and that right there, we've just kind of upped our game a little bit by doing that. All right, now we got something in there that they can't resist, okay? At some point anyway. All right, let's add another couple more number 32 rubber bands. Oh, stretch, stretch, stretch. I'll give you a workout, folks. Like I said, I prefer the number 33s, but anyway. All right, we're gonna grab another piece, and I like what's happening so far, at least with that comb section. That one came out real nice and easy. Let's see if we can do that with this one. And look, let me mention something else. You might be thinking, man, there's sawdust everywhere. Well, you gotta cut a tree open. There's gonna be sawdust, okay? What's worse than sawdust? I'm not gonna lie. Sheetrock dust, plaster dust. You lose some bees, I'm not gonna lie, folks, when they get in sheetrock dust or plaster dust. So normally what I do when I have to cut a wall open that's either sheetrock or plaster, I always sweep up before I start the removal process, because that dust that's on the floor, any bees that fall in it, they'll get coated with it, and a lot of times it will kill them. So you got to be careful with that. But this is sawdust. Doesn't bother them. You know, it's just little minute wood shavings. You know, judging by the color of these combs, these bees have been here a little bit. You know, this is not a new hive. Okay, they were definitely here last year. You know, before that, I don't know, but definitely here last year. Again, a new hive will have pristine white comb. Obviously, you can have a mature colony that has some new comb that they built. A very new hive, like weeks, maybe, you know, months old. All the combs pretty much will be white, or maybe white with a little yellow, but they're not going to be dark like this. Man, these bees are cool. These are the kind of bees you bring them into your house and let them sleep with you, okay? They're like little lap dogs. Hung up a little bit. Oh man, that's a good one. Ooh, look at the bees on that, folks. What's that shape like? Texas? Is Texas kind of shaped like that? Let's just see if we got any eggs. See, this is all honey. Eggs, 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 and more eggs. Green eggs and ham. Sam I am. Alright. Oh, these bees are chill. They probably do swarm though. Alright, let's go ahead and shake these. like some bees with your honey? Alright. Let's go ahead and trim this. Just put that there. I'm going to trim this bottom. Remember, this piece had eggs too, so if for some reason something happened to the queen, or for some reason we just don't get a queen, they have eggs to be able to make a new queen, alright? This comb's kind of rigid, folks. Yeah. And it's got a little age to it, alright? By the way, these are cocoons. Okay? You've heard me probably say bees. If you don't know a lot about bees, they go through complete metamorphosis, egg, larvae, pupa, make a cocoon, and hatch out, do everything like a butterfly does. That's cocoons. And those stay in the cells and they darken the cells. That's why the comb turns dark a lot of times. It's because of the cocoons that build up in the cells, alright? Alright, so let's frame this up. Actually, this is a nicer one than that other one. I don't know. I didn't look to see if that other comb section had eggs or not, but I think it had some nectar. So it's always good to give them a little bit of feed. You don't want to overdo it with feed. The wrong time of the year, if they're in a dearth, you got to be really careful about framing up a honeycomb. Okay? If you do, you better reduce the entrances, and that hive that you remove better be a strong hive. Okay? Or they'll get robbed out. So just remember that when you're in a dearth, you want to reduce your entrances anyway. Okay? But especially if you're doing a removal, it's a new hive you're setting up in your bee yard, they have to readjust. And some adjust a lot faster than others do. The ones that don't, like I said, if they have honey in that setup that you just put in the yard and you're in a dearth, if you don't reduce the entrances, poor little gals can get robbed out pretty quickly. And all your efforts in removing the hive to ensure that they lived on is all for what's the word I'm looking for? It's all for nothing, whatever. You want your efforts to pay off, is what I'm saying, folks. Okay? Now look at that. That's hygienic behavior for you, right there. Okay? Some kind of way I had a bee that I guess got smushed. Some kind of way, but it was a dead bee on my hand. And another bee grabbed it off my hand and flew it off away from the hive. That is serious hygienic behavior. If you don't know what that means, you look that up. But basically what it means is the bees you're dealing with are very capable of cleaning house. And usually that means they're going to be good at dealing with parasites and things like that, okay? We are in the heart of the beast here, folks. Yeah, look at them rocking and rolling. And to think an hour ago I was hacking at this tree with a chainsaw. Whoa. They're just all over my fingers right now because I got honey in my fingers. There we go. Wow, that's a good one, huh? I think, could be wrong, I think we're getting kind of in the middle of this thing. Which means any second now we may, I'm thinking, run across the queen. Wow, that's a lot of bees. Look how chill they are, folks. I like these bees. Oh, very chill. Check that out, huh? Hope y'all getting that. Alright, we're going to shake them, though. We're going to shake and bake. It's not that hot down here yet. I'm not baking yet. But I'm getting sun, though. I'm definitely getting sun. See how they cover my fingers? I don't have my bucket of water with me. Might have to go grab a bucket in a little bit. Alright, let's just try to shake these. Whenever you see a small hive beetle, take the opportunity to pinch that sucker. All right. If you've never seen too many bee removal videos before, you may be wondering, well, what happens to the rubber bands, okay? And what will happen to the rubber bands is eventually the bees usually just chew through them, and then they push them right out of the entrance. Sometimes they'll wind up embedded in foam. You can take that out, but it's not really, not really hurting a whole lot, though. All right, let's put this in. You can't see it right now, but they are covering the combs that are in the nuke box now. All right, let's get in here. See a little pocket down there. Oh, that's kind of all over the place, huh? Let's see if we can get them combs out. And there are some cavities that kind of go down in the ground there. So we don't have to finish this one today. Okay, we could come back tomorrow and work on it some more. I've already allotted some time to do that. All right, folks, we are done for today. I'm not going to push these bees any more than what we've done. I think we got all the comb out. I don't believe there's any more comb going up underneath that way, but there are some cavities, and I'm looking at one of them. And I think what happened is I really believe the queen found a little pocket and she ran up underneath there. I had to use some smoke because the combs were just full of bees. You know, the smoke might have pushed her a little bit. She could be just a little bit of a shy queen. It happens. Them shy ones, they just have this innate sense that you're trying to get them, and they just stay one step ahead of you. So the best option here, I think, is just to allow them some time to come back out. Maybe tomorrow, they'll be going in the box. There is some brood comb in there with a little bit of honey, a little bit of eggs. But I would tell you what, there are some bees in here, but they're not really going to the box too much. But I decided to put the box close to where these bees are clustering. So maybe they'll run up. It is getting a little cooler though. But maybe tomorrow they'll break cluster, and maybe we'll be able to get a queen. Maybe they'll wind up going to the box. Who knows what's going to happen? But that's all for now. Part 1 is done. Stay tuned for part 2. I'm out of here.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
All right, part 2 begins now. There's a cavity right here, and they've been kind of running in there. Yesterday they ran, there's a cavity over here, and they ran into that cavity steadily. So you can see what I'm up against. See, this is what's left of this stump. Okay. And I really don't want to hack into this thing unless I have to. I don't know, maybe we can figure something out. I'm seeing some things today that I didn't notice yesterday evening. We got a little pocket that goes off on the left here, and there's some comb. So we're going to go ahead and take out the chainsaw and do a little more cutting, a little more excavating. So the project continues, folks. Here we go. So what I've done, kind of took a big chunk out of the back side of this stump. This little piece that was right here is in my hand. I did move the nuke, obviously, because I didn't want sawdust flying into the nuke or on the nuke, around the nuke, whatever. And that way I can work around the base of this thing. Nuke's over there. I'll just go ahead and shake these on top of it. See if we can get lucky and maybe find a queen. Let's just go ahead and do that. Let's just shake it, see what we can see. That'll be something if she popped out of there. trying to dig down right in here. So I think I'm getting close to the bottom of the stump. Because there's, I can't see it now, but there was a little dirt. Actually, I think it was in here. Maybe a little dirt, yeah, right there. So if I can expose that pocket, I don't think there's anywhere they can run to anymore, unless they go back up underneath there. I don't know what's underneath there, but let me pick at this a little more and see what we could, see if we can expose a little cavity right there, and then we'll go ahead and look at the bees and see if we can't find a queen. Holy smokes. Huh. Just got her. Oh boy. Oh, we just got our queen, folks. She was just on the outside of the cluster. I don't know how that's coming in or not. See her at the bottom? Oh wow. Oh man. Let's give you a close up of that. We just got our queen, folks. She was just on the, she was right here. Okay, right, she was right here. I just happened to look over and see her on the outside of the cluster. And I'm glad I looked when I did, because we got her. Let's see if I can, get you good. There you go. See at the bottom, she's got a little striping on her. Alright, we'll put her in a box, and then it should be all downhill from here, folks. Woohoo! We got her. Alright, let's put her in the setup. Holy smokes. Oh, it only took 2 days. We got her. They're already starting to cover a little bit. Just put it here for a minute. I'm going to put her on the frame closest to where the entrance to the stump was, which is really close to where this entrance is now. Alright, let's do a little honeybee going, okay? See if we get these girls towards our nuke. I'm going to start on the back side here. They're going to the nuke now. I'm going to do a little bit more of this. Just a little more, but we got them definitely moving in the right direction. Okay? Alright. We're getting situated, folks. We're getting it done now. Now you can see firsthand that getting bees out of trees is not always an easy task, okay? Huh. Talking about perfect timing, folks. I've been talking with my customer, and he sent me a picture of the bees clustered, okay? And I'm like, okay, we must have another queen. I'll literally walk up, set the camera up. You see what they're doing? They're running over to the nuke. They're going in now. We got a march going on. Hey, 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 hey. Don't believe we have another queen after all. That's what I was kind of thinking, because I've been communicating with the homeowner, and he's like, yeah, he sent me a picture. He's like, yeah, they got this big ball of bees still there. I'm like, man, it's still there, huh? I'm like, okay, maybe we got another queen. Look what's happening. Just walked up, and look what is happening. Loving this. But it's another march. Yeah, they're entering the nuke now, folks. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Got my hive tool here. Let's go ahead and just grab some clusters and kind of help them out a little bit here. Yeah. Get your butt in there. Yeah. Let's get your butt in there. Yeah. Hope they can all fit in here. I think they can. Here's a good bit of bees though. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, what a beautiful sight. Beautiful sight. Mark, talking about perfect timing, folks. Wow. Wow. They are getting to it. Get in it. Get in there. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Now that is a serious march. Oh man, you gotta love it. Hey, these were some stubborn bees, folks. They were just absolutely in love with this damn stump. What can I say? Yes, these bees were absolutely in love with this stump. Rolling in there though, folks. They are rolling in now. Give them a little push though, in case they decide to change their mind. I don't think they are, but. Let's go. Get in it. Get. Watch this kind of stuff all day, folks. March never gets old. Never. Love it. Love it. Well, alright folks, this about wraps this up. For the most part, they're in the nuke now. Probably in the next 10-15 minutes, maybe not even that long. They should all be in there. The temps are starting to drop a little bit. I love that when you have a temperature differential. The bees really respond to it when it's really hot. Like down here in the summertime, you know, it could be in the mid-90s, upper 90s sometimes, and the nighttime temps might be like the mid to upper 80s. Bees just don't respond to that. So they don't need to cluster, they don't need to put out heat. Well, right now, you can feel that little bit of chill in the air, and they're gonna respond to that because they want to cluster. So, like I said, in the next 10-15 minutes, they should all be in the box. Got to smoke the lid up, smoked them a little bit here and there, and used the repellent, and like I said, they're pretty much all in the box now. So I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Another one from JPthebeeman. Hope you're having a terrific day, because you know I am. To the next one. All right, this is the following day. You can see our girls are doing just fantastic. They're orienting a little bit. See them kind of hovering around a little bit, getting their bearings, remembering where the hive is. So far, I'm kind of digging this little nuke. So the queen is caged. I'll wait another couple days and I'll release her and let her get to business. All right.